on their own, and it was like I could never really fit in with these guys. It was very stressful, and those tensions happened, continued to happen after the tour. And it's like, well, I know we got an album to record, but I haven't heard from anybody in like 6 months. We're going to get any demos, am I going to learn anything? And then to learn the songs, and nothing, silence. And then one day they called me up and said, we don't want you to, they called me up to have a meeting, said we don't want you to play on the album. The producer doesn't want you to play on the album. So, but whatever. I said, that's fine. I'll just go away. And that's pretty much what I did.
Yeah,
and,
that's, oh, wow.
So they went, and they got, immediately they had somebody else to replace me, Matt Urich, who was a friend of mine. And they got in the studio, and it turns out he wasn't working out either for whatever reason. I don't know what went on.
He was in Leatherwolf, right?
Right.
Okay, right, okay.
So he was in Leatherwolf, and they went out, and this is all within a matter of a few, maybe 2 or 3 months. Took press photos and, announced everything that Matt was in the band. And then, what happened after that? Oh, it came time for tour. And this whole time I had been keeping in touch with Oz. He was informing me, what's going on. Well, he'd say things aren't really working out, it's just not the same. And, it came like 2 days before they're ready to go on tour, and he called me up and said, the guys want to talk to you. Can you come down and have a meeting? So I went down to the studio where they were rehearsing at in Hollywood, and they asked me to, I wanted to come back to the band and do the tour, and I said, sure, no problem. And so I learned whatever songs I had to learn in a couple of days, and we were out on the road within a few days. That was For To Hell with the Devil, and same thing happened again for In God We Trust.
Jeez, man.
But then after that, then we did Against the Law, and then we rehearsed and wrote and played together as a band before we went into the studio for maybe 8-9 months, and that was a true band effort. It was probably my favorite album that we've done too.
Yeah, I can see that. It's a departure, but it's for what a lot of people were used to you guys sounding like. But I think at the same time, it's a solid record that just doesn't get the love it deserves.
Yeah, I think it's a great album. Like I said, probably one of my favorites that we did from that era. And I have a few from this era too. But overall, everything ended in '92 when Mike left, and then until this last round, and just kind of been plugging away since 2009, and then for me until earlier last year, May of last year. That's when I was asked to leave. And it's all good. So I'm, focusing now, which is the thing that I wanted to do anyways in 2009 was kind of focus on my own career, and I kind of put everything on hold. And so that's where I'm at now. I'm writing songs for my next solo release that I hope to start recording sometime middle of this year, early next year. I'm going to start recording at the end of this year, but I'm hoping to have something released, early next year.
No, that's going to be the follow-up to Breakfast at Timothy's, correct?
That's correct.
I love that title.
That was funny, and if you see the album cover itself, it's just, it's me in my dining room with sitting at the table with having breakfast with all my bass guitars.
Yeah, I saw that.
So kind of a weird concept, but had a good time. It's a good, solid instrumental CD. There's probably a couple songs that I would have left off, but I figured, what the heck, we'd try to put everything on there that we could, that we had recorded at least. But so yeah, and I finally sold out of all my CDs. I may end up reordering another 1,000 just to see if I can continue to sell CDs. Everybody buys downloads now, or buys individual songs, so it doesn't really make sense to spend the money and print up a bunch of hard copies. But you never know.
No, might be something you can, get out there on Amazon or iTunes. There's definitely an audience for it, I think.
Yeah. Well, it's out there for all the digital, the iTunes and Amazon. My album's out there everywhere. Reverb, Reverb? I can't remember all these things. There's so many of them. But stuff that drives me is the streaming, because I don't make any money on streaming.
No, nobody does.
Yes, and like people ask me, go, is your album on Spotify or whatever? And I try to say no, because great, go listen to it, but you're going to listen to my record on Spotify, but I'm not going to make anything off of it. So kind of sucks in that realm, but I'm not, I don't expect to make a killing off of music sales anyways. At this point, I'm just trying to keep my name out there, and I want to work with as many people as I can, and I just want to be one of those guys that plays with, different bands, and that, I'm known as a reliable player, and the guy that they can call if they need a bass player.
What can you tell us about the King James era? I really was surprised when I heard that. It's kind of like a Christian heavy metal supergroup, really,
Yeah, that's right. I almost forgot about it. That came out in like 93 or 94, and it's right around the time that, after Stryper broke up, and Rex Carroll, the guitar player, was putting his group together. And he thought it'd be great if he could get the Stryper rhythm section. So he had Robert and myself come in, and we flew up to Chicago and recorded the album along with the singer Jimmy Bennett, who's a great guy, still one of my good friends of all time. And so we did this album, and it's kind of, the guitar, I don't want to say a shredder album, but I mean, it's known as one of those, the top guitar players. And we released a video, recorded a video, or filmed, I should say, filmed a video down in Nashville, and released it. I can't really say how well it did or anything. At that point, I had already started working. I had a steady job, and with benefits. And he called me up one day and wanted me to go on the road, and I just said, I've got, the steady income coming in now, and I finally got something that is reliable, and I can't give up, my family, and all that right now. So I declined to do the tour. And from then on, I have no idea what happened. I think they continued on with Robert on another album, possibly. I don't remember, but overall, it was a great time. And Des Dickerson, who was with Prince, produced the album. And he's still a good friend of mine from Nashville. We've gotten together and played a few times. I've done some recording sessions for him too in Nashville. So, all these people that I've worked with over the years were still really good friends, and